As you know, Sri Lanka is famous for its diversity. Different ethnic groups, religious and cultural groups are present in Sri Lanka. We consider diversity to be an asset.
Always the differences are natural and divisions are man-made or constructed. So integration problem comes in relation to these divisions. Divisions are the problem, not the differences.
In the formulation process of the National Policy Framework for Social Integration, we used a very broad-based consultative approach, whereby we tried to include state actors at all three levels of government and non-state actors as much as we possibly could. What we were looking at is very directed discussion around our policy statements to develop strategies that can be implemented. National social integration is what we found out is that social integration is not something that you can isolate. It is for many ministries, many individuals, many organizations to come together. And so what we did in our process is to bring people together. So the National Policy Framework was formulated and launched last year in 2012, and here we looked at the social integration process in terms of 7 elements, which the main elements of which is education, economic, political participation, access to a safe and secure social and physical environment, and our sense of belonging and responsibility.
GIZ ෆ්ලික්ට් ව්‍යාපෘතිය මඩුගස්තලාව උතුල ගම්මානයට ආවේ මේ ගමේ තියෙන social integration issues address කරන්න.
Mainly that village based on the agricultural sector, so the community wanted to take their crops to the town area to sell and to make the income generation. And also if you take students, so students, as far as students concerned, the school is other side of the village, so students want to go to the village through the school, through that village, through that bridge. So it's very important to renovate that bridge, so in terms of the access to education for the school children from this side to other side.
Sri Lanka is very fortunate to have this partnership with the Ministry of National Languages and Social Integration and German Federal Ministry for Economic Cooperation and Development in terms of promoting social integration and thereby achieving social cohesion in Sri Lanka.
The approach of FLICT, what's unique about it is that it tries to address all these issues in a limited but holistic way. Say for instance, we are working on bringing about a policy that will set certain structural instruments in place to address social integration, certain checks and balances in place. But that in itself is not enough, because having things on paper doesn't necessarily mean that it is that it is a living practice. So then you have to go to other things that happen at the ground level, the work that we do in training local officers at local authorities.
The programs that we have really undertaken in partnership with the FLICT, like the policy framework being evolved and drafted and declared, and the Social Integration Week that we have now got the approval of the cabinet to be held from every July 15th of the year to that entire week. So these are areas in which the FLICT had been of great use and support.